ESPN Radio is presented by Progressive Insurance. Guests on the Dan Lebatard Show appear via the Shell Pennzoil Performance Line. Here's your SportsCenter update. Hassan Whiteside will return to the Heat. He announced Friday on the Players Tribune. The Pistons and Andre Drummond are on the verge of a 5-year max deal worth $130 million, according to ESPN's Mark Stein. DeMar DeRozan and the Raptors have verbally agreed to a 5-year, $139 million deal, according to the Vertical. And finally, Brazilian police are welcoming tourists to the airport with a welcome to hell sign. For all the latest headlines and information, tune in the SportsCenter on ESPNradio.com all throughout the day.
All right, Joe Harper, our polygraph specialist, found that funny. Can you get the O.J. documentary music, Mike? Because somebody is writing in here, can we get the O.J. documentary music behind Stu's lie detector test? We'll get to that in a second. A texter writes in, hey, Bacon Breath, for 6 months you said the Heat don't think Whiteside is a max player. Go eat a bag of bleeps. That's always a funny phrase, a bag of those. Like, why are you putting those in a bag? How are you putting those in a bag? Eat a bag of bleeps is funny. The Heat don't think he's a max player. They were forced by the market and by what he was doing publicly negotiating with Dallas to pay him the max because the market shifted, and they don't believe they've had to overspend for Hassan Whiteside.
Sometimes you do what you got to do, Dan.
Thank you, Stugotz. A fundamentally useless contribution.
Well, that's what happens in business. Sometimes you have to do things that you don't want to do, but you just have to do them, so you do them.
Okay, so
that's what the Heat did today.
And this is what Stugotz is doing right now by being hooked up to a polygraph. Now, we've got Joe Harper in here. He's a polygraph specialist. You can check him out at josephwharper.com.
He's very intimidating. He's a nice man, but physically he's very intimidating, and he has a bullet in his neck.
That's right. How did that happen? Why do you have a bullet in your neck, Joe?
I was a detective with the county police here in Miami, and I responded to a rape in progress one night, and the perpetrator got me coming through the door. And when I came back to work, they made me the polygraph guy. Still do it.
That's all right. So, okay.
It happened not far from Opelika.
Okay, right. The Opelika flea market, where it is that Hassan Whiteside did his bootleg flea market version of the decision on Snapchat today. So, Joe, explain to us what it is that we're doing here. How good are you at this? How accurate is this?
Well, according to federal statistics, they really rule as far as polygraphs are concerned. The federal government uses them every single day on all their employees and on suspects and other people. And they claim it's 95% accurate. 5% of the population doesn't understand right from wrong. But if you understand right, you understand wrong.
Oh,
I'm in the 5%.
That is the loophole that Stugotz believes he will climb through, that he doesn't understand right from wrong. So the more immoral you actually are, the more likely you are to be able to pass a polygraph?
Not immoral, but tuned in, knowing the difference between right and wrong.
Oh, so you have to be hugely ignorant, or what is it? Just have some
issues. If you have issues, then you have a problem with polygraph.
All right.
Pass this with flying colors.
Okay. All right. Well, now we've just realized, that Stugotz might be right in that he... Oh, no. That's an evil laugh. I didn't realize that this was a loophole. All right. So how are we going to do this? You're going to read him a question sent in by the audience. You could do this, #StuLies at Lebatard Show. And how immediately are we going to know whether or not your machine is registering that he's lying or telling the truth?
Immediately.
Okay. So our first question, let's go ahead and get started. Are you ready, Stugotz? Are you nervous? Or you've said for weeks now that you're not nervous at all, even though Joe Harper is intimidating.
Never been more relaxed.
Okay. Let's go ahead and
I hear that a lot.
And that's what all the scammers tell you before they start their lying, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Okay, are you ready, Stugotz?
I am ready, Joe.
Okay. All right, question number 1. Do you regret firing Allison?
Yes.
Okay, well, that's the truth.
That's the truth.
Yeah.
Telling the truth on that issue.
That's the
Good job. 1 for 1, baby. 1 for 1. 1 for 1. I don't regret it.
Okay, question number 2. Did you cheat on your score when you played golf with Greenie?
No.
Another truthful response.
Wow! This is a disaster.
It's broken.
I mean, and he's answering so confidently.
Okay, number 3. Did you lie to Charlie about not being able to golf with him that day? He drove up?
No.
Oh, there's a real one right there. That's deceptive. Sorry, Charlie.
I'm not.
You thought you were gonna beat it.
Remember when I did that day? I paid for Charlie to play around somewhere else, so I didn't have to pay with him.
You lied to Charlie is what you did that day.
All right.
Okay.
2 for 3.
That's deceptive.
Right. Have you concocted fake meetings and or fake lacrosse practices to get out of commitments?
No.
Ooh, a faker he is. Definitely faking it.
I knew it. Thought he'd be better at this.
Yeah, he's in the 95%. Definitely.
So what are you seeing? What is happening there?
Oh my God. I should have brought extra fuses today. I didn't realize what I had here.
Your computer's going to short circuit from how bad the lies are?
Meltdown. Absolutely. Okay. And the next question, do you feel bad for throwing Dan under the bus on SportsCenter and applying public pressure for him to pose nude?
Yes.
That's a no. That's a definite lie.